Are you ready to learn some creative ways to use your crafting dies? Hello everyone, Miss Carrie here with a super cute Boho baby card making project. For today's project, I'm using a few die collections from Trinity Stamps. This Simply Sentimental Celebration collection is one of my favorites. I've used it on birthday balloon cards, a garden card, and a summer sun card. The die collection has a matching stamp set that coordinates with the dies. In this die set here, there is a set of word and shadow layers. You also have the ability to spell celebrating and celebration. This collection is one of those must-haves that you'll get a lot of use out of. This collection is another new one from Trinity Stamps. The paper cut characters are designed to mix and match. This set here has the person, a few hairstyles, and some clothing pieces. The remaining collections are designed to coordinate with this set. There are some shirts, pants, hairstyles, dresses, shoes, and accessories that can be mixed and matched to make different outfits. Of course, I enjoy showing you alternative ways to use the dies you have in your collection, so we're going to mix and match these pieces and make some cute baby gift card pockets. In the description below, there are links to each of these die sets from the Trinity Stamps site, along with a list of all the supplies that I'll be using today. Let's get started with the project. I'm going to start with the pocket and tag. This is designed to fit into an A2 card envelope, and 6x8 patterns are perfect for this project. Before I add my score lines, I'm going to trim this down to 5 inches wide. If you have a scoreboard, you can use it for the next few steps, but since I don't have one, I'm just going to use my paper trimmer and a bone folder. With the short side at the top, I'm going to score this paper at a 1/2 inch. I'm going to flip it over and score the opposite side at a 1/2 inch also. I'm going to rotate this so that the longer side of the paper is at the top and score it at 2.5 inches. Now we're going to place the short side at the top again. Make sure that that horizontal score line is closer to the bottom of your trimmer. I'm going to cut a line from the top down to the score line on each side. If you're one that finds it helpful to have printable instructions, I'll be posting this project on my website today with the measurements and detailed score line and cut line list. To create some little tabs, I'm going to cut these at an angle right above the score line. Now we're going to cut our tag. I'm going to cut down some cardstock to match the pocket. This will be 3 3/4 inches wide by 5.5 inches tall. If you have a tag die, feel free to use it. I just created a template from some printer paper and I'll be using that to help me cut the angles at the top of the tag. The next step is to assemble the pocket. I'm going to fold the 2 side tabs in and fold the lower portion of the pocket up. I like to burnish the folds with a bone folder so that they're nice and crisp. I'm using liquid adhesive to adhere the tabs to the inside of the pocket. Double-sided tape or red line tape will also work. Just make sure that the adhesive you use won't come undone when you add items inside the pocket. Here is our peach and rose pocket with the tag. I also created one in a lovely sage green pattern. These are so cute, aren't they? All right, let's cut out all the pieces that we need for the clothing. As I said earlier, I'm going to show you some fun ways to mix and match the pieces in these collections to create some baby outfits. I'm starting with the little sundress and I'm going to cut it from a floral pattern. Smaller prints work best for these clothing items, but I think just about any size flower works with these dies. From this other dress die, we're going to use the sleeves and embellishments for our dress. I don't need the large dress itself, so I'm going to place the die like this and cut out the items I need. I also want a bow and a sash in blue and yellow. I'm going to cut a t-shirt from yellow cardstock, and then I'll cut a button-up shirt from a soft blue heart pattern. I'm cutting out the button-up shirt 2 times so that I can layer the color pieces and add some dimension. Be careful not to lose those tiny pieces. I like to keep a bin or a tray nearby for my die cuts when I'm working with intricate pieces like this. From a darker blue, I'm going to cut out the shorts. These have pockets and cuffs, which is going to make them super cute. All right, now that everything's cut out, I'm going to show you how to assemble these and share a few embellishing ideas with you. I'm going to start with the shorts. This has 2 cuffs and some pockets. There are also some shirts, tops, pants, socks, shoes, and tank tops that you could use for your clothing. You can add the cuffs to another pair of pants and turn the pants into jeans or cargo pants. I'm using liquid adhesive to adhere all the pieces down. If you want to bring in a little dimension, you could add some foam tape, or you could ink the edges to create some shadows. I'm going to dress these up with a white gel pen. I'm going to add a few details here at the cuffs, and I'll add a few on the pockets. Now, if these pants belong to any of my sons, I would need to add some knee patches, rip a few holes, and probably add some grass stains. Feel free to add those too if you want. For the shirt, I'm going to layer the 2 button-up pieces over the top of the t-shirt. I am going to use some foam tape to create some dimension. If you wanted to add a little icon to the front of the t-shirt, you could use a sticker or a rub-on transfer or stamp your favorite image. The color pieces are super small, so I'm going to use a wax pickup tool. I wanted the colors to have a little dimension and pop off the shirt, but they are too small for foam tape, so I cut that second layer to place over the top. This is going to give the shirt some added dimension and make it look more realistic. For my clothing, I used boho patterns, but you can cut them from any pattern or solid color. You could use some camo print, stripes, plaid, or polka dots. You can also cut them from cardstock and add a pattern with stamps or embossing folders. How cute would that be? I am scribbling some little buttons here, and I'll add some highlights with the gel pen, and then we'll call this outfit complete. All right, let's quickly assemble the dress. I'm going to start with the puff sleeves that I cut from cardstock. I debated cutting these from vellum, but I decided that it wouldn't stand out on my card very well. All the clothing items were cut from paper and cardstock, but feel free to cut them from other materials too. You could cut some of the items from felt or fabric or fun foam. These dies will cut through those materials as well. To add some dimension to the sleeves, I'm going to layer this sash over the cuffs. I'm just going to add a little glue, line the sash up with the edges of the sleeve, and then I'll trim it to fit. For those who like to add texture, you could bring in some lace or use a lace border die. You could also add a little bit of glitter if you wanted to. I am going to pop this bow in place with some foam tape, and then I'll add details to the dress with my gel pen. As I finish this up, I would love it if you took a moment to tap the subscribe button and the thumbs up icon to let me know that you're enjoying today's project. If you have a moment, let me know in the comments below your ideas for dressing up these clothing pieces. Would you add some texture, pen work, or dress them up with other dies in your collection? There are so many possibilities. Take a look at these. Aren't they so cute? Let's go ahead and add them to our pocket cards. With some stitched circle dies, I cut white cardstock and some coordinating pattern paper. I'm going to adhere these layers together and then I'll place it on the front of my pocket. I don't want any of the adhesive sticking to that tag, so I'm just going to add a small amount to the lower half of the circle. Over the top, I'm going to place the adorable little dress we created, and then I'll assemble the sentiment. I cut a shadow layer from vellum, so it might be difficult to see on camera. I chose the script font for these cards, but there are others that you can choose from in that Celebrate collection. As I mentioned earlier, you can also spell celebrating and celebration with this set. I'm going to repeat the steps for the second card. I'll layer these circles together, then adhere them to the front of the pocket. With thin and thick foam tape, I'm going to layer the shirt and pants onto the circle. I'm not going to add anything else to the clothing pieces, but you're welcome to bring in some gems, enamel dots, or sequins. I am layering another Celebrate sentiment for this card. If you have the Celebrate stamp set, you could also stamp a sentiment here or add one to the tag. At the top of each tag, I'm adding a little button and some twine. With a glue dot, I'll pop the button in place, and then I'll tie a bow with twine and adhere it with another glue dot. I'm one who likes to make thicker cards. I often have to hand deliver them or place them in a padded envelope. If this button and twine is too thick for your liking, you can add an enamel dot at the top or cut a button from paper. You can also bring in a floral element, a little ribbon, some thread, or leave it as is. How cute are these? Both baby cards are simply adorable with those little clothing pieces. These were easy to create with the papercut characters die sets and the celebration dies. The pocket cards will fit into a standard A2 size envelope. On the tag, you can add a sentiment, a photo, or tape a few gift cards in place. These pockets will also fit a chocolate bar if you want to add them as a table setting or give them as gifts to your baby shower guests. My adorable cards were designed for celebrating baby showers. My goal was to show you how to mix and match different pieces from the die collections to create multiple pieces of clothing for these cards. Those charming baby clothes were fun to make with the mix of dies. With just a few little pen details, the pieces of clothing came to life, and I love the way they look. I hope you give these a try. I want to thank you for joining me. I hope that this project inspired you to try something new. If you have any questions about this project or the supplies I used, feel free to post those in the comments below. I hope that you have a wonderful week, and I can't wait to see what you create.